Now let us look at the pressure temperature diagram. So this is the pressure axis and this is the temperature axis. Now this diagram is often called a phase diagram since all the three phases are separated from each other by three lines. So what are those three lines and where are those three phases? So this is the solid phase, okay. This is the vapor phase and this is the liquid phase. Now in going from solid to liquid, the line that separates is the melting line, or you can say the line which represents the melting phase or the melting process, I would say. Okay. Now from liquid to vapor you need to go via vaporization process. So this line indicates the vaporization process. Okay. This point where there is no distinction between liquid and vapor, this is called the critical point. Okay. Now this particular line over here is for substances that contract on freezing, and this dotted line over here, this is again the line which represents the melting. Okay, so this is for substances which expand on freezing. So let me write it down. So this is for substances that contract on freezing, and this is for substances which expand on freezing. Alright, now there is also a phase change that happens from solid to direct vapor, and that is the process we called sublimation. Okay, so sublimation is direct conversion of solid into vapor phase. Alright, so in this diagram, this point over here is called the triple point. So this is the triple point that we discussed about in the previous video, wherein the three phases, that is liquid, vapor and solid, are all coexisting. Okay, so this is a very brief introduction to what a pressure temperature diagram is. Okay, now if you look at the sublimation line, it separates the solid and the vapor regions. Okay, if you look at the vaporization line, it separates the liquid and the vapor region, and the melting or the fusion line, it separates the it separates the solid and the liquid regions. So these three lines, if you look at that, so this is the sublimation line, this is the melting line, and this is the vaporization line. They meet at a single point. Okay, and at this particular point, all the three phases, they coexist in equilibrium, and as rightly discussed, it was a triple point. Okay, now the vaporization line, as I told you, let us say it starts from the triple point, it ends at the critical point where there is no distinction between the liquid and vapor phases. Alright, so this is a pressure temperature plot. The only difference between substances which expand on freezing and which contract on freezing would be in the case of the melting line slope. Alright, so I hope you understood this short video on pressure temperature diagram. In the next video, we look at the pressure, volume and temperature surface.